I made it here. I had the weekend off. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't have the weekend off, but I started my new schedule and I worked the weekend. So, and I did a lot of hours over the weekend. So, it was impossible to live stream if I wanted to. I ended up thinking of one cool video before I came on here. So I figure I'll live stream for a little bit until I get ready to edit again. I'm hoping to get some tarot readings in, but if there's no tarot readings, that's okay. But I did go down the list of the people that subscribed to me and the ones that had a YouTube channel over here. I did subscribe to you guys. So look for my subscription. I mean, it's follow for follow, subscribe for subscribe. I mean, thank you, and I appreciate you. I, I mean, I don't expect anything out of life, and if I do get something, it's, it makes me happy. It makes me think that I'm doing something, making some difference in the world a little bit, because you don't have to. It's just the way life is. But I've had an exhausting couple days, and it wasn't even work. You would think it would be work, but it's not. It's just all these little problems that came out everywhere. Oh, I got somebody. I guess you guys miss me in my chaos. What does this say? Oh, nothing much. I just been working a lot. I worked 40 hours in 3 days. It was a lot. Thank God I moved around and didn't have all these hard assignments. And I'm really glad I switched off to 12s during the day because, I mean, it cut down a lot of drama. It was busy. I did help out in the kitchen. I was putting milk on the trays for people because I got bored. I'm so used to keeping busy at work and the kitchen. Every other medical person was bitching at the kitchen. I just said, "Could I help you?" There was only three of them, so I was bringing trays, the big beasts up there, a tray of all the food to the units, and I put milk on the trays. And when they'd finished, wanted to bring it to the unit. It was kind of fun. I enjoyed Sunday. I don't think anybody else did, but I did. I like this kind of thing in my life. What do you do in life? Oh, me? I work in nursing. I'm an STNA. I'm also a medical assistant. I work at a nursing home and it's, I mean, a decent living. I've been there for like 10 years. So they've been pretty good to me all this time, so I just stay where it's good. Because where else you got to make money in the world. And I kind of, I guess, I do social media, and because I love to do reels. I love reeling. This is really kind of like, I guess, Facebook and Instagram for the longest been and just sending me messages I should live stream. So I just recently, in the last 6 months, started this stuff. But mostly I work at the nursing home. I've been there forever, and I've been in the nursing field for 30 years. So, I mean, I guess COVID really never hit me as hard as other people. My job will never go away. the sick have to be taken care of. So I luck out there. And then this says, oh, okay. Well, hello, Ruben. I used to work with a Ruben a long time ago when I worked in pediatrics. He was a little flirty, a ladies' man, but he was nice. And we were friends. So, Ruben's a good name. And I do like Reuben sandwiches. Reuben sandwiches are the best. Because being Irish, you love your corned beef. And I'm German too, so sour cream, it's all good there. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Okay. Do it for the love or change it by the hour? I'm just over here to socialize. I guess in 10 years, if I'm not dead, I'll probably be doing the same thing. I've been doing nursing for 30 years, so in 10 years, I'll either have money or not have money, but I'll still be in nursing and I'll still be okay. But I guess I feel that we don't really know what's coming because I feel the everything's always changing up, and the more you do good and the different things you do, sometimes it comes quick or whatever. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll get popular enough to make a lot of money. In nursing, I'll have a decent place to stay, but I won't have any popularity, and I'm fine with that. I don't need money to be happy. I know some people think this, but I don't. I don't know if I could live outside because I am allergic to like different kinds of spiders and stuff. So I don't ever see that happening, but you never know. But I'm having fun either way. But in 10 years, probably I still see myself still live streaming. Hopefully, my friend Jody hasn't got this computer ready for me yet, but hopefully my book could be published. I'm hoping to get that done in the next couple months. I just been a holdup on this damn computer, and me and my son got in another fight because of his wife, and that's on hold. So my friend decided she was she's giving me hers. So hopefully, in 10 years, I'm a published writer, but it's okay if I'm not. But I guess I would like to have a book published so when I die, my words live on. I feel words are important and that what people say and how they influence people are important. I know it sounds stupid, but I feel this way. I feel people should be more respectful because you never know if you're who you're insulting or being nice to and if it's worth your trouble. Because that's how life is. Sometimes it's being like this. Not everybody call me about their problems. And there's been a lot of people asking me what should I do all day. It started with my brother and then the husband and then this and that and I had couldn't even go right away on streaming right away because there's just so much stuff going on. But I got everything solved. I do solve a lot of people's problems. I guess that's my job in life. And I'm happy with it. I just wish my kids weren't knuckleheads and I'd be happier. Let me see this one here. Or charged by the hour. Oh, God. You're talking about sexual things. I don't think so. You are hilarious. to update you and tell you Joy hasn't officially taken me back yet. That she has been definitely came back around things. Things are perfect and you have. Oh, I do have a lot of distractions in my life. And thank you for the update on Joy. But I'll give you the advice I gave my son. And this is half the reason I'm having trouble with this computer is because his wife is a bitch and she just found out she was pregnant. And me and my brother, we had like separate, we got a hotel room and we had separate beds and we were going to separate the hotel room. And they couldn't get a hotel room for incarceration when we went there. So we split up our hotel room because it was, you had to get them like ordered at a certain time because when I went to incarceration with Black Veil Brides was there, it was a big event. But anyways, him and his fiance at the time went. Now that she's pregnant, they're married. She went from really nice to being a bitch. She literally told me that my house stunk because I got a dog. She came over uninvited and I got a pee pad because I live in an apartment. And anyways, sometimes when I got to work 12-hour shifts and things, Chong uses it and they came for a surprise visit and she's always been bitchy. And anyway, she came in and Chong didn't like her. So I'll go to the first part of the story before I get to the rest. And anyways, Chong growled at her and, he's a black lab. They're nice. They're like a big Clifford. And for him not to like somebody, they got to be pretty damn horrible. So, anyways, I got uninvited to this wedding with her. And now that she's pregnant, she says I got to see my grandchild stipulations. And you got to be careful with these girls because my son now that she's pregnant, she's gotten overly bitchy. He's working 3 jobs and he has to have jobs on top of that jobs because she doesn't want to work now that she's pregnant. I don't even know if I'm going to see the grandkid or not. I've seen him twice in 2 years. And women that are overly controlling will do this. And the thing is, she doesn't even love him like that. She's just literally sucking him dry. And the more I say stuff, the worse it gets. So just keep your guard up with Joy. And if she has any signs where she's getting overly controlling, I don't care how pretty she is, get out. Because this woman, I swear, I went to work and talked to some surgical nurses and stuff at work. The one nurse told me she has 17 grandkids. And some of her sons got married to the wrong person. And she said that she only sends Christmas presents to 2 out of 17. She said if she don't see her grandchildren on a consistent basis, they get no money. And a lot of women will do this. So you have got to be careful, and they switch up these women. So you gotta be, and like I said, I mean, I'm glad that you guys are doing okay, but so was my son and his wife. And now that they're married, she's turned into super bitch. So sometimes women wait until they're pregnant and then that's it. And this happened with my younger son too. He got a girl and she was real nice at first, and then she switched up once she got pregnant, and I didn't see him again after that. And he held the baby over her head and everything. If you have a decent job out there and stuff, they will hold stuff over your head. And I'm not one to bite my tongue. So, how old is my son? My oldest is 30, my youngest is 20. And this is what these women do. And men sometimes are. I have a couple friends at work that are probably around your guys' age. And I have men that have done it to, that do it to women. This is what people do to each other now. And I just don't care. I'll say what I want to say, even if it gets me in trouble. I don't care. I'm going to tell the truth. And these women don't like to hear the truth. They can't handle the truth. And they're very, and I'm just saying, okay, good. The husband got a ride home. We had problems with the lift money and all this other stuff. So, but anyways, you gotta be careful. And honestly, I'm gonna wait out this one because I have a feeling she says that her mother's the only one allowed to babysit this baby. And I get that they have money, but eventually they're gonna need help, and I'm not helping them. I'm not, because this girl is a bitch. I don't like her. I don't like being disrespected, and I'm not taking orders from a 26-year-old. I'm not gonna stoop to her level because I'd like to throw her across the room and break her neck, but I'm not going to because it's wrong. But you gotta be careful because people are horrible these days. They're controlling, they're vindictive, and I get that wholesomeness is out the window. I mean, you see people on TV giving out sex like it's candy, but with the people that are involved in these kind of activities that are used to controlling you one way or another, they will turn on you and they'll leave you. And honestly, I think they're gonna, after this baby and he has no money, he's gonna ask me for money, and I don't think I'm giving him money. I know it sounds mean, but that's what my friends from work were saying that's 10 years older than me. So, this is a thing, and you guys have got to be aware of this, and you got to have a thick skin when it comes to love these days. If it's not a partnership that you could live with for the rest of your life, get out. And you know what, love? If you got to sit there and argue with someone all the time, and at the end of the day, you don't come together and feel a certain way, it's not love. And these girls know how to play it off, and they know how to manipulate, and they don't care about how many people they sleep with. My nephew, there was a girl he thought was a virgin a long time ago, and she seemed so nice, and she was whoring around, and no one knew. You just don't know. And the thing is sometimes it takes years to really get to know someone. Because when I was growing up, the Catholics said that you can't get married out of wedlock. And then finally, the Pope came on TV and everything and said, if you're together, just sleep with one person and wait a year to get married. Even the Pope at one point said this. And if the Pope from Vatican City is saying this, it has to be a bad epidemic with marriage. People are using it as a contract for money, and that's it. And it's a shame. It really is. I think it's horrible. Oh, you can have a question. He is a grown man, but he's also an asshole. Oh well, he makes good money. He does. My son makes real good money. That's why she's not leaving. My son could build houses. My son runs a factory. My son makes a lot of money. She just that's the only reason she likes him is because he has money. So this is why I say she's a bitch because she has no moral value. She's on that dirty side of Facebook, and her mother does not know this, and she's very disrespectful. She's horrible. And I just figured, I don't even give it any time or breath. And she told me that I'm going nowhere with my streaming. And she's a TikTok streamer. And she wears all this makeup and pretends she's a fairy and everything. And she insults people on live stream. My son had to buy her 1,000 followers. And she never got any more. It has to be people bought to look at her. And my brother, he's single and he said that he couldn't jack off to her. He said she's really pretty, but she's too skinny. And I mean, all through all this, I just feel that they're going to break up. I'm not going to be overly happy when it happens. I am, but I'm going to pretend I'm not. But it is his life. I raised him better. I raised him to be smarter, and I was always right. The first girl he was engaged to, this happened to. This time, it just got real. So I mean, I'm staying out of it because I'll say something stupid and go to jail. So I'm not going there. If she really honestly does not want me, if he wants to bring the baby over or whatever, it's fine. I would prefer she's not here. And I don't like anybody insulting my dog. She literally insulted my dog and said I should put him in a kennel. And they keep because they don't want my dog Chong around the baby, and he's around a lot of kids. And all of a sudden, he's vicious because he don't like her. So is she can just do what she does, but I don't foresee this lasting long. So hang on, all secrets. Oh, I don't think it's a secret that the Pope said this. All right, my question is, will I make legitimate money from streaming video games? I can see what the cards say. I mean, I've had spirits visiting me telling me that I should just stream more all the time. So, and honestly, they say that I'll do well, and my son keeps telling me I'm not doing well. And honestly, I live in the adage is I want to earn and I want to do it on my own. So, I mean, I feel that at least what I got is what I earned over here and Facebook and Instagram. TikTok, I'm not so much worried about because I don't feel it's going to be around. I think it's just because of the United States government hating them so much and all the leakages and stuff going on. All government officials in January have to have TikTok off their phone. So maybe there's a security leak in TikTok. I mean, if you are on TikTok, don't buy nothing. They say that there's some kind of stuff. So I don't know. That's what they say. Oh, I don't stay out of when it comes to my kids. I don't stay out of their life, and I will give their my opinion. And when their wives are being ridiculous and bitches, I will tell them. Because if you respect and care about a person, you don't control them like a piece of property. They're not a dog that you walk around. People, I mean, I guess if you want to, I mean, I guess if you want a dog, go say I want a slave for a husband. Don't, if they can't have their own opinion, and you're gonna sit there and control every movement, it's not worth it. It really isn't. I mean, honestly, what do we have to offer to a man except for sex? We could go and do the things that they do. We're all equal. I lived through the time where women weren't equal at one point, but now it's to the point where we're all equal, and now women have turned into the new men. Men used to be horrible. They used to always be cheating on you and always giving you mixed signals. Now the men are the good people and the women are horrible. I mean, you hear about these 10-year-olds going around and just having sex everywhere. They never did that when I was younger. You were playing with Barbie dolls till you were 12 or 13 sometimes. You stayed a virgin till you were 17 or 18 at least. Now it's all about using people. Scam like. Oh, I'm sorry. Scam likely got me. I was trying to hang up. But anyways, let me see how your streaming is going. Alright, well this is a good pathway reading for your streaming. You're in a mutual moon, which is good. That means nothing there's nothing written. It's everything goes from here up, sort of like I guess you would say. And you're surrounded by a full moon Sagittarius and a blue moon, and which is really, really good for your streaming with your games. The full moon in Sagittarius just means for you to look instead of like what your media progress look to see what the future could come. It's more like it's success is going to come more in the future type thing. But it is a success card. And you also got a blue moon. And a blue moon is believing in the impossible. So I do believe I'm seeing in maybe I'm seeing 1 to 2 years you getting becoming a good gamer and getting a lot of support and possibly some monetization and money. I do see this. It's going to take at least 1 to 2 years, but I feel it's a good path for you. My husband does it, and he's Dark Angel the Fall on Twitch, and he's just started, and he's actually doing well. And he streams also over there. I don't know if you're on Twitch, but I mean he's doing a little by little, but I did get a good reading in for this. All right, let me go to another question now. Oh, I stay out of these family troubles. I get dragged in. My son actually told me that he felt bad and he don't know why she's acting this way and he can't do anything because she's pregnant. So my son actually was going to come over and deep clean my house and make sure when she comes over that it didn't smell like dog. So he felt bad. He doesn't know why his wife's acting like this. I know why she's acting like this. Because she's a bitch and she's controlling. And I feel he could do better. And I generally don't judge people only on their true intentions. And my dog likes everybody but her. And he's a black lab, so that's saying a lot. And I know that, I guess it sounds horrible, but yeah, if a black lab doesn't like you, you got problems. Because they generally, a friendly black lab will like anybody. And dogs have good judgment of people. They really do. If my dog don't like you, I don't like you. My dog immediately liked my son. Never seen him? Immediately. And he's only disliked one person before that, and they were on, because he could sniff out drugs like meth and stuff. And he sniffed out this one guy that came over and put him in a corner, and my husband found out he was back on the drugs because Chong wouldn't let him out of a corner because he knows how to sniff out gunpowder and drugs and stuff. So I do trust my dog's opinion because he knows more about bad people than I do. He can sniff what they got in their pocket. But yeah, and I don't understand. And then I told her she doesn't work, and then she goes, "Oh, she works at PetSmart." But the thing is she spends so much money. She wants all the stuff. She wants over $100,000, and she's demanding it. And she doesn't want to put 1 ounce of effort into anything. And like I always tell my sons, you get somebody in a partnership with them, someone that's going your way, somebody that's not going to control you, someone you vibe with, and that's not going to trap you. Because people are horrible. They really are. Their principles is how everybody just wants to shoot you, or they want to end it with a gun. I mean, what happened to hand combat? I mean, it was a thing in the Middle Ages, hand to hand combat. It was honest. And even in the Old West, if you want to go shoot by a gun, it's just you and the person. Now, there's drive-bys. Little kids are getting shot. Women are so desperate for a guy, they'll spread their legs for anybody. It's like women have no self respect anymore. In my day, everybody went to college or job training, and you stayed a virgin for a while. And when you after became, found somebody and got a little job training, got a little security in your life, then you went to a relationship. I mean, yeah, I got a prom date, but I didn't do anything on my prom. My mom and dad would have killed me. And really, there's nothing wrong with starting relationships later in life. And I get it, it was close to 30 you got married, but I think he could have done a lot better. He could have found somebody that was more ambitious, that did a lot nicer things, that didn't lie, that didn't cheat, that didn't deceive. But then I hang out with younger kids at my work, and some of them do, and then some of them don't. The ones that are ambitious and became nurses and stuff, they're the ones that generally are the better quality. So I guess I would say if you're going to date, find somebody that's in college, that's really kind of worrying about bettering themselves and not worried about a relationship. And when you're into bettering yourselves and not having the relationship so much, sometimes it just comes in your doorstep right there. And my son could have had anybody. He just fell for her. And for what? Because, I mean, she has no good qualities. None. And I feel bad for the baby. I really do. Thank God her mother's around because I don't think that the baby would be well off with her alone. I don't. And honestly, I don't want to be involved. I'll do the supervised thing with my son and that's it because I'll go to jail. I don't know. My mouth goes, that's it. And I'm not going to stop. And I'm not going to be the one. I told him the first time when this happened, when he got a manipulative girlfriend. They ended up breaking up. It was a big drawn out thing. And he got the same kind again. He's going to come back, and this time he's going to be paying child support, and there's going to be a fight over the kid and where the baby's going to be and where's my child support. That's where it's going to be this time with this one. But he did want a kid. I'm glad that he's having a baby. And honestly, I'm busy at work a lot. Now I help out and just kind of go around, and they give me a lot of money when I pick up. And it's helping my budget and it's keeping me occupied. So I'm okay with that. So, I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of time. I'm not going to be able to babysit, anyways. I'm really not. I mean, visitations would be just fine over here. I'm not the mother. I'm hoping she can get a little bit of sense to herself and be a good mother. But even if she's not, I'm sure her parents will step in or my son, and that's fine. But you got to keep your eyes out for these women. They're horrible, and they talk and these young girls at my work talk horrible about men. The one girl was sleeping at my work. I was talking to. She was sleeping with three different guys, telling them all of them that she's just with them, and she was having sex with all three of them. And then I go, "Why you sleep with so many at one time?" She goes, "Well, when one of them doesn't act right, she goes and moves the other one." This is what happens in the world. You got to be prepared for this kind of activity. As there's a war out here, and the war is against good people. There's a whole batch of bad people in this world that's disrespectful, that's horrible. And if you have anything, they'll take it. They'll take $1 out of your hand and put you on fire and won't spit on you to take you off fire. So, you got to be careful. You must be careful in the world, and I mean, I can't stress enough. So, and I'm here to warn you guys personally because I know there's a lot of men that listen to my stream. A lot of women too, because the men are doing the same thing. And I know a lot of you guys have issues because the whole world has issues. So why wouldn't you? I'm not blaming nobody. But if you're a good person and these people flocking to you and saying certain stuff and then just playing head games with you, sometimes it could be one way and sometimes it could be another. And you got to know when to draw the line. And I'm a full believer of drawing the line. Don't give the last kiss and walk away and don't go back. Because because I've broken up with people and they do that too. Oh, can I have one last kiss when we break up? And I say, no, thank you. This is why I broke up with you, and walked out the door and never looked back. When you could do that, you have full power in your life and release in your life. And when you can make one decision and not regret it and walk away, that's the biggest power, and that hurts the other person more than anything. Because that other person's like, wow, she could do that, or wow, he could do that. And if you could do that, cut your feelings off, you've empowered yourself. Because you got to think of yourself. No one in this world is going to help you. No one. No one will do And no one will love you, I guess, as much as if you had a good mother, as much as your mother or your father. And no one will love you as much as your mom or your dad. And to this day, I don't think there's anybody who love me more than my mom. The mother and son bond, it will always be strong, and the daughter, what you give birth to is the one that you're strongest to, and to this day I would have to say I had the strongest relationship with my mother because she gave birth to me. And I never treated my mother like this, ever. When I was pregnant with my first son before she passed away, I would not even stay with the guy I was with unless my mother liked him, because I knew that nobody would stick up for me like my mom. And that was going to be that one relationship that I would I would have feel the pain for years. I mean, let's get real. You get a boyfriend or something after a couple of years, it goes away. The pain of losing your mom or somebody that raised you, that that lasts a lifetime. So what's stronger? Obviously, that would be stronger. And that doesn't even have to be your blood mother. It could be someone else. It could be like if your grandmother raised you. And my husband knows, and he knows, and I respect his mother. I tell her, I know I'm not more important than you. I'm important, but not to the point of his mother. Because I have sons. And when you have kids, you know this. I mean, the girls and the guys are great, but the thing is in the end, they could walk away. They have a whole family. Once they have a child of their own, how important are you to them? And you got to think about these things. So, I'm just giving you guys advice because I know that the world's gone to hell in a handbasket. And I think it starts with disrespect. People forgot how to respect one another, especially their elders. There's so much elderly that are disrespected. Oh my God. The nurse was telling me there was a lady at her other nursing home, and she owned 4 boats, 1 yacht, and 3 houses. And her family dropped her off there as a respite type thing. And that's just kind of like if you need help changing, your adult diaper and stuff. And they never came and got her back, and they left her there for 6 years. And then when she finally died, they came and they wanted all of her money. And the nursing home at that point took her as the resident, and she paid for everything. And with all the leftover money, she took, I think it was $20 million. She paid the nursing home and everything, and then she hired the nursing home, got her a lawyer because she was in her sound mind and she requested it. The ombudsman went there. Everybody signed their papers, and she gave away $20 million to, I think it was the Animal Protective League. She gave money to some nurses and a bunch of stuff. And the family came in, and the nursing home didn't even know what they looked like. It was confused, and they were trying to sue the nursing home over it. And then they couldn't do nothing because they left her there, and all she was incontinent. And the nurse said there was nothing wrong with her. And the family kept saying there was, and psychiatrists kept going in and out of this room and seeing her, and there was nothing wrong with her. Her family just wanted to stick her there so she would die quicker so they could take her money. So not only does it happen in love, it happens when you get old. So that's what happens. And honestly, I told my husband, if anything happens to me, I'm going to a lawyer, and I'm going to make sure he gets everything. And I'm going to have papers signed up. I'm giving my older son, I think I have a $10,000 policy on my life insurance. I'll give him that, but that's all he's getting out of me. And that's it. If I die in this this horrible wife of his is still there. My husband's going to have full control over all the money. I'll have a nice funeral and stuff because I'm not dying for about probably 50 years. By that time, I'm going to have a lot of money for a funeral because I live humbly. And I do like to help people. I don't know why. I just like to help and save things. That's, I guess, what I like to do. That's how I got Chong. I saved him. But, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out, and I'll be nice about it. I will. But he's not. And then he made fun of my AI videos. He goes, I don't understand AI, Mom. That's what he told me. He goes, they're silly. And I said, well, some of them are supposed to be silly. That's why they're animatrix. And then we got a big argument about this. Because then he goes, I don't even know how to do F and AI. And I said, AI is not that hard. I said, they have a TV commercial on there. You just, within 5 words, you say what the pictures you want to generate. I said, it's not that hard. And then we got an argument about that. And I said, until I get, this computer and money for computer and different things, because I've been trying to work extra hours. Because I don't really work overly hard for my overtime because the boss loves me. She says I'm wonderful. And when she doesn't like people, wants them to quit, she sends them over there to work with me. Because she knows at the end of the day, if they do something shady, I'm going to piss them off so bad they're going to just quit. Because I don't like shady people, even at work. If you're shady around my residents, and somehow one of my residents suffer because your shadiness, I will come at you like the wrath of God. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I will be insulting, but I will go to the battlefield for my residents. Because these are the people, when you look at somebody in a hospital bed, that will be you one day. That's no joke. That will be you. And we all have got to learn to live with this. It will be me one day. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you married. It doesn't matter who you gave birth to. It doesn't matter who you fathered or mothered. At the end of the day, they will leave you in a nursing home at one point. And if they have no personal respect for themselves or the world, they will let you suffer in that nursing home. I've seen it over and over again. I even tell family members when I don't see them a long time, I was like, I'll tell them about their family. And they're like, oh, you go and help her? I was like, yeah. The one lady, I told her, yeah, I buy her snacks. And she goes, oh, you buy my mom snacks? I was like, yeah, I don't ever see you here. And a lot of times the staff at a nursing home will treat your family members better than you will. And when I have an assignment and all that, I talk to the family and I tell them what we do. Because I believe in old ways. I believe the young should respect the old. And that's a natural order of things. These young people that think that they know it all and they get cocky and egotistical, the world is going to crush on you. Because this karma thing really is real. It really is. It's horrible, but it's real. And sometimes, if you're on the wrong side of this karma, it will fuck you over. And this is no joke. I have seen people just out of nowhere doing really well, and they did all these horrible things, and one day lost everything. This is how it happens. When the older you get, the more karma cycles you see. I've seen more karma cycles than I can count. And I can trust and believe in this. If you want to do something and you're a pure of heart, go for your dream. Don't let anybody get in your way, and don't give anybody control over your life. Nobody. And you can't. You really can't. Love is not worth giving up your personal free will. because love would not ask you to do these things. Love would not say you can't go out with your friends. Someone that loves you would never say this. I always encourage my husband. I always tell him, if you want to go somewhere, go. Even if he works 6 days a week, even if I didn't see him all week and I just know he's unhappy because he didn't do something, I tell him, please go. Please go visit this person, your friends, your sister. Just go. And I fully understand. But this is a person that truly loves you, how they would act. And they wouldn't demand for you to do everything. They would actually try to do stuff to benefit you. And I have realized that through my years. And these women are vindictive. They get low on money and they'll do anything. They just want a sugar daddy. And this is how the world runs now. And I just believe people have lost self respect. I have it because, I went to school for writing. I did medical and writing. I didn't want to be a nurse. I figured I'd just do medical assisting and, and I did nursing assistant and things like that. And those are my two titles I have so far, but I don't want to pursue it to nurse because I kind of just want to do what I went to school for, and that's writing. And I do it with my reels. I did a wolf one. I love werewolves. Love them. I sent one over and from Instagram and I thought it was badass. I love AI because it gives me the exact pictures I want. It really does. And they're nice cuz before all this technology came as good as it is now, I had to go on certain sites to get certain pictures to try to for my reels and my templates and stuff. And now I don't have to pay for somebody else's pictures anymore. Because, I mean, I'm not going to get pictures of wolves and interesting things like that. I'm not around enough wolves, and I don't want to be that close to wolves to get their picture because I would get mauled by these wolves. I was scared about that damn coyote I seen. It would look like it'd been over 200 pounds, and it was tall. I think it was half my height, and I'm only 5'5". So there's no way in hell I'm getting no picture of wolves, because that would be it for me. I would be dead. I'd be dead Chong. Chong would have died in me because this guy was crazy looking and big. But I don't know. Let me see these other questions now. I had to get that out to try to warn you guys. Oh, well, thank you for sticking up for my dog. I appreciate it. I get upset when people talk bad about my dog. Oh, you're going to be in a divorce. I do trust more in my dog than myself. He has better judge of people than me. Oh. Oh, you can have a reading, Brenda. But I'm not swayed by money, so to me, money means nothing because I feel money is the root of all evil, and I feel people that have a lot of it don't want to do all they want to do is be greedy. If I don't really care as long as I have enough money to be comfortable. I don't I don't, I guess, glorify people with money either. Because you got old money, new money, and then they have social statuses, and I don't like the fact that people get put in one box. And then certain people think they're better than other people because of money. If anything, I'd want to go back to the barter system like it used to be with the Native Americans. They would just trade stuff for, like, if one person needed a blanket, they'd make somebody a blanket. And then let's say somebody needed some kind of food item, they would just exchange things. I think that would be a better form of currency, just doing the barter system like it used to be hundreds and hundreds and by now thousands of years ago. Everybody used to barter stuff, and people were a lot nicer then. Now, oh my God, did you? They'll say, "Did you see that person? They have this expensive outfit." It's like, what do you fucking do? What did they do for society lately? I mean, I like people that help people. People should help people. If I make any kind of money, like lots of money, most of my money is going for charity. It's going to be for no kill dog shelter. I'm going to try to get a rescue center going. Most of my money is going to go towards helping animals and people. I'm not going to be buying Gucci. I'm not going to be doing any of that. I'm going to be helping people, and it's in animals. And I feel that if I help the people, the animals will, I think, benefit also. But that's my main goal in life. And if I die without a Gucci purse, I'm okay with that because I don't want one. I don't want one of those expensive watches either because these kind of things don't sway me. What sways me is a good person with a good heart, a true heart. Not one of these people that are two faced. Two faced people are no good. People that lie to you and deceive you are not a good. They're not good for you. And I try to stay away from all these people for that reason. And and I just feel that maybe, hopefully, since my kids can't benefit from my wisdom, maybe, some of you guys can. Because, I mean, I'm going to do what I can before I die, but I know when I die, I think I'll go to a decent place. My whole life is geared around saving and trying to help the environment and people. That's really what I'm geared for. I've literally been close to death 3 times. I've died and flatlined and came back twice. I feel that I keep getting brought back for some reason, one reason or another. So I'm just going to keep doing what I do and just try to help who I can along the way because that's who I am. So I just, and I want to help you guys also because you guys are, I guess we're going to just say we're all the Chong family. We're Chong the dog family. And I want to see you guys do well also. I feel if everybody, my throat's been so scratchy. That's another reason I've been live streaming. I've been sick. But I feel that, you guys listening to me and then the ones that have subscribed, you guys listen. We're getting to know each other. So I guess we're all family in that respect. You don't have to be blood to be family, as my husband says all the time. So we're all family, just in a different sense. So, and some people say this is the strongest bond, is people that are there for you. So I do actually, I'm sincere about this. This is why I'm not like some of those people that have all kinds of subscriptions and they yell subscribe, subscribe, and they'll say someone mentioned you on whatever live stream, and then the message will come up, subscribe to me. Why would you subscribe to somebody that doesn't, I get why would you subscribe to somebody that doesn't know you or doesn't consider you their friend? Because I consider this a mutual friendship. I may have low numbers, but the numbers I have are people that I genuinely would like to have a better life. Because when I die, there's a lot of animals and people that need help in the world. And I'm hoping that people benefit from my words and go and help one person. All it takes is helping out and listening to somebody and try maybe just giving somebody a ride and just coming together. That's all it takes. I do it all the time. I come and try, I get a little money and I need a little help doing something, and then I repay them back and they repay me back, and we do each other small favors and we become sort of a family. And I feel it's a good practice. And I really, and I guess that's honestly, I guess, where we could go with this. But I am here to honestly help you guys and be your friend. And I will have my own opinions because I'm a person just like you. I'm a mother. I've raised children. So I'll give you a good advice from the years that I've lived on the earth so far. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. I feel that everybody gets a little bit too naive with the idea of love because love is something when it comes, it's there. And a lot of people will try to deceive you into thinking it's love. And that's when love turns into deception. But when instantly when it's love. It's how the people react, it's the attachment you get. I mean, I love my brother. I mean, in a brotherly sister way, but but we're never. At the end of the day, I have his back and he has mine. And I love my husband and I love my kids, even though they're being assholes. I still love them. But this is what family does. And family doesn't sit there and kiss everybody's asses because they're looking out for everybody's welfare. And I feel that if somebody, and one of my friends from work that I always gave really good advice to, it was so funny. And we seen a reel on Facebook and it was hilarious. They said that people that really don't care about you, if they fall, they'll sit there and ask if you're okay and bring you to the hospital. Then they said your best friend will come along and say, will laugh and say, let's tape this and make a big sarcastic joke and then help you up. And that's a real friend. So if someone's trying to kiss your ass too much, that means they're not real. That means they're trying to sugarcoat it. And that's it. Because if somebody really cared about you, this is how they act. When me and my husband tell each other we love each other, but sometimes I get pissed off at him and I call him an asshole. And it is what it is. Sometimes he is a nice asshole, but only someone that loves you will say either you're a nice asshole, and it'll end there because that's true. That's real. And I feel that people forget this. And I guess I'm on here just to try to help who I can because I have figured this out in life, but I don't. But some of you guys are young. You haven't figured this out in life. I was in a 12-year marriage with somebody that, and towards the end, was trying to manipulate me. And this is what manipulators do. And as my friend Melissa puts it, which she's so hilarious, she just gave us a bike, a mountain bike, for free. She's the one that told me about that analogy, and she's funny. But she was on Facebook, and I guess she got a post about how they want everyone to vote. And she goes, "Oh, I'm on Facebook looking over here." And I was reading her post, and and then she goes, "They want me to vote for the next president. I can't even pick the right baby daddy." And then she put out one of those laughing faces, and then she goes, "That's true shit." And she just had a baby with this guy, and he won't come see his son. They have a house with no water running, and they got a bunch of, like, he grows a bunch of pot plants, and they choose to live in poverty instead of any. So she won't take the baby over there, and I was like, "Well, you got to let him see the baby." And she says, "I do." She goes, "As long as they have running water and stuff." So she told him to come over to her house with the baby, and she don't live that far from them. But his sister seen the post, and she laughed her ass off because she don't talk to her brother. And she was like, "Yeah, that's true." And then she goes, "I hate my brother too." And these are how people act, you know. And at first, he was kind of kissing her ass, and I said, "There's something off about him." And he would go out of his way for them to be the perfect couple all the time. And I just said, "There's just something weird about that." Because me and her will just goof around. Me, her, and all three of us just goof around, and we're just real with each other. But there was something off about him. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all that happened, and then he ended up in rehab, and then he ended up with all this other stuff, and it was crazy. So I just making sure that you guys are okay, because I don't want any of you guys falling victim to these kind of people, because these kind of people can be terrible, and I do mean terrible. But I'm gonna answer one more question, and then I gotta notify my husband that my friend's coming to get him. A master. I wish you could have that. I wish you could make me a master shield, because I'm sure my kids will be talking to me, because they tell me my mouth doesn't stop, and I tell them my mouth is my mouth, and it says the truth, and I don't give a damn. And when I get a feeling about somebody, generally it's right, and that's why they get so upset. This happened with my younger son. My younger son was with a bitch of a woman. And everybody kept telling me how nice she was. I said, "No, she's not. She's a fucking bitch." And they're like, "Oh no, you're horrible. You're horrible." Yo, behold, I was right. She was a fucking bitch. She ended up was sleeping around with three guys. And then when the truth came out, it was later on. Everybody came over and apologized to me and said they were sorry for. They just told me they were sorry and they should listen to me. And I said, "I don't usually say bad things, but I will tell you if they're a good or bad person." And my dog hated her too. So if that's not two for two, I don't know what is. So I just really want you guys to be careful over here. And Brenda, I don't know if you're still there. I'm here for a reading. But I do honestly, I want you guys to learn from me. And I learn from you guys. I mean, everybody learns from each other. They really do. I learned from people from when I was younger till now, and I still learn from people. Oh, you're still there, Brenda? Oh, okay. But I'm constantly learning. I learned a lot from Melissa about the world and dealing with men that are horrible. As being her friend, I've been there through her bad relationship and everything else, and everybody learns from each other, and you're never too old to learn. I know there's 60 and 70-year olds that I hang out with at work, and they're still learning. And it's like you're always learning something new because everything's always changing. But those truths always are constant. If someone's kissing your ass all the time and they're not being real with you, or they want you to totally be polite and not have feelings, those people don't love you. They don't. So, you're getting a divorce? Well, is this because he's divorcing you, or you guys are just not happy with each other? Obviously, not happy with each other, but is it because you guys, I mean, with my divorce, it was, I want to say it was more, it was more because of alcoholism and we just kind of lost a connection. But I get, sometimes divorce, what I could say is it's horrible at first. It's like getting really sick. Not sure. But it's kind of like getting really sick. Sometimes, have you signed the papers yet? I know sometimes you go to counseling for a year. Sometimes, depending on how long you've been divorced, they want you to go to counseling. And I we tried that and we went to counseling and a bunch of little things and we just didn't get along in that way. But sometimes if you have kids, they want you to go to counseling so the kids don't suffer from your divorce. No. Well, it's not over till it's over. It's not. When I can remember with my divorce, it got dragged on for so long. We could have went back together like 5 different times. Sometimes if it's not final and they realize, there was a mistake, sometimes when things fall apart, they can come back together. Sometimes you think it's the worst and then it just comes together. Yeah, you can get a reading. Because I gotta text my friend Jody in 20 minutes and make sure the husband gets home because his vehicle's down. And it'd be like an hour to walk home. But yeah, I'm on here for another 20 minutes and then I'm gonna try to come on tomorrow so I don't want to work so much. But what do you see? Oh, you wanna see the pathway of this divorce that I see? I can do a pathway reading on your divorce. But I was just giving you some divorce advice, I guess. From one divorcee to somebody going through a divorce. I'm just letting you know that sometimes the worst scenario is not always death, and sometimes there's light at the tunnel. But I am going to do a reading too. But I feel sometimes it's nice to hear some kind words for someone that's been through a divorce to help people get their own perspective of what's going on in their life. Because when I was going through divorce and problems when I was younger, it helped me. It helped me listen to other people and what was going on with them. And I took little bits of everyone's advice and it went way smoother in my divorce. It really did. So that's what I'm trying to do for you. Because going through divorce is like Going to a funeral. It's final. It's the final stage of your relationship, and it's life changing. And it's good to talk to people going through divorce because it's a painful thing. A lot of people go through it, but they don't tell you how horrible and how painful it can be, and the after effects of just how it is. You don't trust people for a while. You give your whole life to someone, and you have kids, and then one day it's done, and it's final, and it is like going to a funeral. And somehow you pick up the pieces and you move on. And it takes a strong person, and even a strong person needs support. So don't feel ashamed to go and talk to your friend. Don't, because I talked to many people when I was going through mine, and it took me a while to heal. But with your divorce situation, you're a new moon in Leo, and getting a new moon in Leo just means you have low self confidence. And we all know Leos are egotistical, and they have a very high opinion of themselves, and they always are trying to be with the family, yeah, family situations, and they have a lot of confidence because that's what they revolve their life around, and that's what it is. It's a confidence card because that's what they are. They're very confident in what they are. A lion is very confident. That's why it's called a pride. So, and I'm seeing you're in a path where you got to develop this confidence in yourself. You got to be a lion. And there's nothing wrong with being a lion. There's not. You have a little bit of a good ego. You can have a good ego. There's bad egos and good egos. As long as you have a little confidence in yourself that you're okay and you're doing good things, that's all that matters. And the things surrounding this divorce is a dissembling moon, of course, and a full moon eclipse. A dissembling moon just means you got to take time for yourself, relax. That's all dissembling moon. You're just taking time to breathe, and just kind of try to get yourself together, which is good. And then you have the full moon eclipse surrounding you also, and this is where the conclusions and pretty much the answers to your questions are going to come. You got more answers coming to the questions from what I'm seeing. I don't feel it's deceit as much as misunderstanding this entire divorce. But sometimes when there's somewhat of a deception and they're thinking something else, sometimes it kills a relationship. And it will. So I feel you're going to get the closure you need soon. But I feel that you should just kind of take time out for yourself and relax because if you don't, I just feel you're going to cause yourself way more stress than this whole situation's worth. So I would really recommend that you just try to relax and maybe try to communicate with some friends. So maybe get some friends together and just say, "Hey, I just kind of want to get some feelings out." If you don't, sometimes it's better than going to a counselor doing that. They used to call it the circle of friends. Like when somebody go through bad times and they go and they'd help and empower each other. Oh, you've been there? Oh, well, hello. You're getting should be my. Oh, you want to know if Edgar is going to be your boyfriend? Okay. I love. Isn't Edgar from one of those movies? It was one from the Edgar, wasn't it? Edgar Allan Poe. I like this guy already. He's like my favorite poet. Who does not like Edgar Allan Poe? He has a perfect name. Let's see if Edgar's gonna be your boyfriend. I didn't even notice why I like that name so much. And being a writer, I love Edgar because then I'm thinking Edgar Allan Poe. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, just the whole thing, Mockingbird and everything, and the Raven. I love the Raven. Love it. I mean, he had such dark writing. Who could not love Edgar Allan Poe? You know, the funny thing is he didn't get famous till he died. And most writers don't get famous till they die. That's why I'm hoping maybe live streaming long enough when I get my book out. I actually get to get feedback if people like my book before I die. Because I'm hoping that, because it seems to be a thing where you don't get famous till you die, and then when you die, you get super famous. Shakespeare wasn't famous till he died either. He was, and then he wasn't. He was somewhat famous, but then he wasn't. Yeah, you can ask. All right. For you and Edgar, you got New Moon in Sagittarius, which is really good. And this is the path this question is in. And Sagittarius is all about luck. And it just means luck's on your side. So that's really good for your situation. And then you're got Void, Course Moon, and you got North Node. So you got the void where it says, and this a void moon means nothing's gonna come in or out of the situation, nothing bad or good. But you got a north node to step out of your comfort zone. I feel that something's gonna happen with Edgar that's gonna push him closer to you. I don't know what it is. I feel it's going to be a circumstance where it's going to bring you together randomly. Like a boyfriend girlfriend thing. Like a love romantic thing. But I feel it's going to be a circumstance, or it's going to be something that happens to him to make him realize. I'm not picking up exactly what is, and it's not, I don't think it's another woman. I think it's just some kind of life changing thing. So that's what I'm picking up on it. But I feel you guys will be together. Just give it a little time. And just be there and let me know how Edgar Allan Poe is going. Because that I don't know, that's just one of my favorite names. But I feel that there will be opportunity, but I feel it'd be best if you waited to this, or I don't know. I feel like it's going to be some crazy small thing that's going to really happen. That's going to be like, he's going to be like overreacting, and it's going to push you guys together. I don't know. And that happens. That happened with me and my husband. Oh. Well, maybe you just gotta. Maybe something's gonna happen where, since you guys are already sleeping together, maybe something's gonna happen to make him realize that you guys would be a good couple. Maybe it's going to be somebody deceiving him or someone making him. It's going to be something of deception. I don't know what it is. And it's going to throw him right in your arms eventually. So I would just, I guess if you guys are already intimate and he's not sleeping with no one else, there's nothing wrong with that kind of relationship from what I hear. So since you have that kind of relationship going, there's nothing wrong with it. And I heard some people even get married with that kind of relationship. I would just keep going with your life, keep seeing him, and do what makes you happy. Because this is what we all gotta do. I'm married and I do what makes me happy. Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what's gonna bring you together. Maybe you accepting the baby. You, all I'm picking is up. It's something that he's harboring that you would, if you wanted to be with him, you'd have to completely be able to forgive. It's whatever you believe you can forgive. So, and forgiveness sometimes is hard. He has. Oh well, then she's in my son's shoes. Well, he's right where my son's at. I mean, if we're talking about a kid, we're talking. It might take after the baby. It might take a couple months for that girl to either decide she wants to be with him or not, and then there's going to be a lot of issues coming up because then he's going to have to pay child support and all kinds of stuff. So, if you really love him, and I feel if you stick through him through this, he will be with you because who else is going to be with somebody with this much drama? But if you really love them, you accept the path that they're on, and it's a long path. When I got with my husband first, the second one, he he took on the drama from the ex-husband and my kids, and he has bought my kids vehicles and everything else. So honestly, I mean, it's a commitment. If you really love them, the baby shouldn't matter. It's what you're willing to forgive and what you're willing to live with. Well, maybe this could be your chance to be a stepmom, you know? And if you could help him with his daughter, and even if the other girl doesn't like you, I mean, obviously she's not going to, and it's natural for her not to and be a little testy with you. But if you're going to be the stepmom, eventually they'll have to like you enough for the kid. I mean, little girls, I mean, I don't have one, but they seem like they'd be fun. All right. Buddy X. Oh, he ghosted you because the girl's jealous. Just because she's pregnant with his kid does not mean that she wants him to have anybody. And she doesn't. Some girls are controlling in that way. When me and my ex husband broke up, I said I wanted him to have another girlfriend and be happy, and most people don't do that, so that's the way life is sometimes. So you just got to see where it goes. sleep with them. Still, you're already sleeping with them, so continue it and see where it goes, and maybe it'll go somewhere good. I feel like it could, but it depends on him. But I'm going to let you guys go for a minute because the husband's calling about this ride. And I will be back on. I'm going to try to come on back later when he's streaming in the living room. And thank you, but I got to go ahead and tell my friend to go pick him up. And I'm afraid my phone's going to act crazy because it always does. So thank you for listening, and I'm going to try to come on later.